Good afternoon from Julia at our Flowerland Garden Centre on the most beautiful full blue sky afternoon, which is just a great afternoon to be talking about yellow and blue in design combinations. And this post has really been prompted by Iris Jane, one of our subscribers, because Iris Jane asked the question if you could actually plant this rose here, David Austin Vanessa Bell, with a taller variety, a single flowering variety called Buttercup. And overwhelmingly, yes, the answer is yes, you can. And the reason for that is Buttercup is one of David Austin's roses that can get quite tall. So it's an ideal rose for a back of a border. And then you can layer plant, maybe 2 or 3 layers within a border, and use something like Vanessa Bell as a mid layer, and then use something like a lady's mantle, Alchemilla mollis, as the front layer within your border. And the reason why that works quite well, if you ever go to David Austin's gardens, you will notice they use a lot of the single flower David Austin roses like Morning Mist and Buttercup at the back of the border, because the lighter single flowers complement the heavier roses really well. And in addition to that, varieties like Buttercup have the propensity to grow really tall. And obviously another reason why I like to speak about this combination, yellow and blue, I use it quite a lot on my own garden at home. And actually, I even have Buttercup at the back of one of our borders. And more recently, I've been contemplating what I need to plant on my middle layer, because one of my earlier season plants got trampled by my hens. It's a Saline fimbriata, and I've got a mid gap in my border, and I need something in the sort of blue yellowy spectrum to fill the middle of the border. Now, I love Vanessa Bell because it's a full flower, but it's so light. It's got a tea fragrance. But another one that you could possibly consider if you weren't going to go with that tea fragrance, there's another rose with a very similar shade, Charles Darwin, but Charles Darwin has more of a fuller flower, more petals, similar shade, but it's actually got a fruity fragrance, which you can see it's got that lovely softest of soft yellows within the flower. Now, the interesting and beautiful thing with designing with the blue spectrum colours, you can either go with these lighter, palest of pale blues, which work wonderful with yellows, or you can actually go with a much darker, slightly intenser purple, or even a darker shade of blue. Personally, what I like to do within my own border, I like to have a mingling in an area, start on a spectrum of the lighter colours, and then either put a very tiny pop of this dark colour in, or have a spectrum of lighter going through to dark. And sometimes when you're doing that, when you're mixing these colours up like that, it's a good idea to always mix in some lighter frothy things like grasses, or something like this Gora here, but also plants with great flowers that are very delicate, such as this one here. It's Iberis summer snowdrift, or you could actually use Balkan cow parsley, because what it does, the whites help to actually mingle and actually link all of these colours together. So this is absolutely one of my absolute favourite colours to design with. Now, just going back to my own border, the plants that I've actually chosen for my mid layer are actually these two here. And just keeping with the theme of fragrance, Philadelphus, the mock orange, is absolutely to die for in terms of fragrance. But what I noticed, I love the detail of the stamens on this particular variety of mock orange. But what I love even more is you've got that lovely yellow and green mottled leaf within the plant, and that yellow within the leaf is so soft and beautiful. It is just beautiful, you can see, with Vanessa Bell or with Charles Darwin. And the other plant that I've plumbed for, this is more sort of front of the border, is this lavender here, Melissa Lilac. I've been eyeing these lavenders up for about a month now, deciding which one to get. I think in future this is going to be my all-time go-to lavender for absolutely everything, because I'm not sure if it will show up, but it's just the most softest of softest lavender colors going, the softest color. It looks just beautiful with that Philadelphus with that yellow leaf, and it looks absolutely amazing with Vanessa Bell. So that would definitely be my trio as a base if I was to design a border using the blues and the yellows and mingling in the white as well. That one's definitely going home with me this evening. So just looking at some of the other plants we've got here that might be very beneficial within that sort of planting scheme. We've got some lovely taller delphiniums. I think this one is Faust. And we've got we've got a huge selection of delphiniums from the nursery at the moment because they're all just popping at the moment. Just want to get the name of this one because I think, again, that's that lovely, lovely soft blue colour. And that one is Aurora Light Blue. I've also popped David Austin's Tottering By Gently here because I love the yellow of that as well. And that would be another good one to mix in if you have the Buttercup, Tottering By Gently, Vanessa Bell or Charles Darwin. On the yellow spectrum then, on my trolley here, we've got this one here. It's the most beautiful sunshine yellow. It's Anthemis E.C. Buxton. But if you don't like the brightness of that particular yellow, it's sort of like an egg oak yellow. You could use, there's a softer one. Oh, name which I can't think right now. Let me think. Hang on, I've got to think what the name of it is. Sauce Hollandaise. There's a softer yellow one, Anthemis Sauce Hollandaise. And actually, I think I would plumb more for the Sauce Hollandaise within this sort of blue-yellow spectrum mix than this sort of darker coloured yellow. This stuff here is an absolute must when you're designing with roses. You need something sort of tall that's going to mingle in. If you're doing pink, purple and blues within a border, you can mix this in, but equally it's beautiful and at home with the yellows, because I always think these softest blues work so well with these softest yellows. If you want to brighten things up again, you can go with these darker yellows. This one here from the nursery is Coreopsis Sunkiss. So you can vary it up accordingly. This geranium here, again, it's just delightful. You can see how beautiful that is with Vanessa Bell as well. I think it's Cloud 9. So this one here, Cloud 9. It's unusual to have double geraniums, but I just think that is so delightful. Great thing about this one is it holds itself very well. We really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, especially when you ask about colour, because it's one of our favourite subjects. If you ever come here to shop, you'll notice we've got a colour wheel with all sorts of colour combinations. We love putting plants together. We've already done a video on designing with blue. Our video is Rhapsody in Blue if you would like to have a look at that. But alternatively, if there are any other colour combinations that you would like us to cover up, we'd be absolutely delighted to do so.